Well, it's rather clear from the first reading that Jeremiah is very upset. And he's upset because the people have forgotten Heilsgeschichte. And Heilsgeschichte is one of those egghead theological words coined up in the last century by theologians that means salvation history. He recounts it a little bit and is, you've forgotten to call upon the God who brought you up out of Egypt, took you through a land of desolation, gave you a land of milk and honey. You've forgotten the story. The story that grounds you, shapes you as a people, gives you purpose and meaning. And what story have they replaced it with? Well, they're more concerned about parties. They're more concerned about turning a profit in the marketplace. More concerned about swelling their resources with a good harvest. More concerned about getting as much work out of the peasants as they can for education, anything like that for them. They don't need that. And Jeremiah sees the social fabric coming apart at the seams and delivers the most probably demeaning comment or judgment upon any people. You're worthless. You heard him say that. You're worthless. You hold no worth for another human being. That's the same kind of worth you deserve. Because Jeremiah sees on the horizon the gathering hordes of Babylonians. He knows with the social contract frayed as it is, they'll never withstand that onslaught. And they didn't. 587, 586, they're gone, wiped out. It kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it? I think Jeremiah is pointing to something that's very important for everybody. What is the story that provides your foundation? What is the story that provides you with meaning and purpose in life? Now, we had a prophet among us 50 years ago last week. Shared with us his dream. And the difference between that prophet and Jeremiah is striking. Both of these men were firmly grounded in their understanding of Heilsgeschichte, their understanding of their salvation history. It was that story that motivated them, empowered them, enabled them to stand out in front of a people that did not want to hear the critique they had. Stand in front of a people and be abused by the authorities. Stand in front of the people and be belittled. Stand in front of the people and have all kinds of lies circulated about them. But this man, Dr. King, instead of, and he had every right to, considering he was abused in jail, abused out on marches, he had every right to turn around and say, you're worthless. But the power of his story kept him from making that designation about you and about me. The power of his story had him say, you are worth so much. You are precious in the eyes of God. God has filled you with so much love, meaning and purpose, so much direction and vision in this life. All you have to do is open yourself to it, and you'll begin to recognize the dignity, the God-given dignity in every other human being. And then we can weave a social fabric that will be strong, because the poor will have a living wage. People will have access to education without being clobbered by $150,000 in loans. People will be fed. The naked will be clothed. The homeless will have shelter, and those in need of medical care will get it. Man, we almost got there, didn't we? And what's happening now? We're kind of fraying again. Again, the story is so important. Jeremiah, I can almost see the people listening to Jeremiah. Yeah, tell us again. God brought us out of Egypt. Yeah, we had manna in the wilderness. Oh, gave us the quail when we complained about eating bread. Yeah, gave us water. Yeah. We know that story. You've heard it said from here to here. I don't care about the story anymore. I want. And the tyranny of the ego takes over. So, 50 years ago last week, a man stood at the Lincoln Memorial, took on the tyranny of our collective ego as a nation. And not just a nation, the world. And changed it in a 5.5-page speech. That's the power of the story. So this week, I give a thought to what narrative, what story at this moment, at this moment, gives you vision, gives you purpose, gives you meaning, and carries you into the destiny that God has called you to.